it is the kind of city and massive area where you can hold two teams at once, one on the west, one on the east, and they should be able to avoid each other. The way Lit have themselves positioned, it looks like they won't want to take this kind of fight. But here's the thing: if DRS have copped, if they've copped and understood that there's only actual two Lit players inside the city, they could use that to their...
bring up,
dude, you're getting old.
I know, right? I mean, I'm getting old.
You're getting old, man.
Smoker's trying to potentially peek some information across the window, maybe to hope for his team to get nearby. I can't see the map right now, but that's going to be the flush coming out. And yep, see you later. That's going to be it for True Love, as that's going to be kill number 1 over to RSG.
Him, Rex, bad man, a small boy. Man, I absolutely love Kim. Like, you know, I follow him on Twitter, and he's just he's such a world-class person in terms of his skill with a mobile device. He's shown it with other kind of mobile games. Just his response, you know, in terms of, you know, when you're talking about the response rate of using your fingers is incredible. And then he has the technical in-game knowledge to follow suit, and he's really stepped up to the plate over the last months and even year, and he deserves the success that him and his current team RSG have gotten so far, but they need to make it continue. DRS Mafia Ninja do what I thought they might do. They pick up an initial knock onto one mobile, where a team won't go for a confirmed kill. They'll, even though it's inside a house, they'll look to... They're all inside that compound, which is on one hand incredibly good, but I'd prefer to see one.
It's like at 200 meters, I'm like, even I'm not that old. I think my eyes are way older than myself. I think my eyes were born before me.
Honestly, I'm so proud of you, because you're starting to sound more and more like a boomer every day.
I know, right?
And it makes me feel happy. As a boomer myself, it's like, come to the dark side, Max. Come on, join us. Embrace it. Embrace the boomer inside of you, my friend.
I don't think I want to do that. That's why I watch anime, is to repel it away. It's like, no, get away from me, boomer. No, it's not okay. Here we go. A little bit of a quicker look onto the circle Imperium. And you said it right. This River's going to be into play. Got that good old 50-50. Where's it going to go? We need to guess. So teams like to play a little bit more central here to facilitate further rotations down the downtime. Yeah. To know exactly where they want to go, which is why you're not seeing teams going full slapdash top north coastal line, and not too many teams down there. And there you go. Now teams are going to be set up in really big ways, especially Lit. They can instantly try and wrap around Severny. Wow. This is a circle that's going to be pretty hard, but we actually didn't see Orange Imperium, but Orange are in the blue over to the east, rotating around Stolber. There's a very easy entry point for them, as we know as a fact that not too many teams drop on the eastern side of this map of Erangel.
The reaction from Lit Esports was absolutely fantastic upon the phase 2.
True, yeah.
Popping up. XP Blood Legion are in an okay spot, but I actually don't think they're in as good of a position as you might think, because of hills around them. It's a little bit of a valley of death, despite having a couple of buildings in play. A memo from 7C Esports is going to get caught out for that one. He makes a bit of noise. Whoa. Fears is stepping up, and that's going to be 7C's going to be wiped out early on in this game, if I'm not mistaken.
I think Arsha, like,
they're down to 2 players. Sorry, they're down to 2 players. My apologies.
No worries. But I think even Arsha, like, did we just win that? Did we just win that fight? How did that happen? Man, Kim is, and he's got that guy's ballsy. That's the only word that comes to mind. The guy's getting shot from the other side of the road, down the other side of this bridge, and he's like, I'm gonna go in the middle of the road, and I'm gonna spray you. Like, I don't give a damn about your feelings, mate. I love that, Kim. He's an entire mindset of his own, right? He's my spirit animal. I know. He's my spirit animal. I want to be like him in life.
and that's something that we actually have got to... I was meant to mention it when I low-key realized, but that's something that you do have to recognize, that for RSG at least, you know, Rex is a new addition to the team, so the level of...
Yeah, you saw. We're using YouTube. What are you going to do about it? Nothing. Exactly. Okay. FaZe going to get pushed upon by RSG. Okay. Seems like FaZe had more control of this position, but they currently have a 2-2 split, so that means that push of RSG Imperium, you can't do much. You can't weather the storm in this kind of situation, so RSG win it up. Rex, you said a new addition from Team Secret added to the side of RSG, now going to get rezzed up. They're going to confirm the kills one by one. Vin Torres should get confirmed very quickly by potentially a nade or an easy spray. FaZe, knowing these guys, they want to take it aggressive, but do you really want to do it? I would not personally recommend it, as MR5 is like, no one's taking out Vin Torres if it's me, okay? Only I can take down my teammate. It's like, hey, fair enough. You do you, man. It's cool.
Well, it just means that they can now disengage away from this as a duo to beat the best. And right now, RC are pounding the best in this erangel game, hunting them, sending them so far back. I love to see it.
Literally, RSG in that fight were like, hippity hoppity, your compound is now my property. And get away from me. It's like, they were so confident. I love to see that from 3. But I do want to see the TJB where they get to the late game, they're still up as a 4-man crew, they take more control. That is how they get themselves most of their points. But when they take early fights, that's where they struggle. So you can see it, they're avoiding it like the plague, Imperium, because if they take that fight, history tends to repeat itself, and they are not known to be very comfortable in those early skirmishes.
BTR, they'd stayed quite passive on the edge of circle coming into the end of phase 1. And when we saw the high northern shift, they somewhat bombed it into the northern side of the river. But they're at that point where they have a lovely spread across the way. They're still able to get a relevant amount of information. And they did what a lot of teams don't do, is that they just didn't go too deep into the circle because they recognized that they would have been punished. They would have been taken out. Simple as that. So holding on to a small compound as well as the side of the river, they can also be aware that there could be still a team or two coming in from behind. You can never count that out. But with that two split, it's so valuable for their later game positioning.
Yeah. It's going to be now a little bit more chill, as we know that most of the teams already made that cross happen. We only lost 1 squad so far in this game. We actually made a discovery. Well, actually, I didn't make a discovery. Imperium made a discovery about Eagle. Do you want to share your discovery with the world? It is. We got mind blown.
So.
Oh wait. Oh, maybe not. Maybe not. We'll keep it. You know what? We'll keep it for later on. We're gonna need. Oh, that nade. No, small boy. That's an unfortunate utility. You just chucked, man. And also, RSG have currently 3 players knocked down. So small boy is gonna have to take this fight solo bolo versus the entirety of freestyle. Not gonna be an easy fight for sure. I would say if he had time to res, that would have been big, but he's going to be just down to 1/3 HP. 2-3 bullets, and you're donezo. So they are fully not prepared, though there is a sneaky third party being set up from a distance. But Smallboy's like, abandoned ship. I do not want to be involved any further with this one. And unfortunately for him, there's one player right behind him. That is going to be respect, and that is going to be GG well play as RSG get eliminated. Despite an aggressive early start, it won't go any further.
And I want to know, why did RSG go there? Because I know the circle shifted, and why did RSG go there? Right, this is RSG's only kind of mistake that I'm seeing, at least in this tournament. They're great for aggression and they're great for kills, but you got to recognize that there's a time to be kind of passive or play for the next circle, play for the later game, and there's time to be aggressive. If you're going to be aggressive in the early game, that's great, and especially if it's successful, but then slow it down because you know you've already created more control. Don't put yourself in a position where you're going to get then taken out in the next team fight. Just slow it down a little bit, RSG. 5 kills, great, but when you're not adding that with placement points, you're going nowhere.
Okay, so, gonna have a push coming out onto Demigod, and that's a double flush for Astro. Himself, oh man, those are some good-looking loot crates. Not gonna lie, they're pretty nice. Demigod gonna have himself 2 other players in the distance. Oh, the little deers with little trees. I don't know. I mean, I love crates. I found crate skins to be pretty cool. But Demon, Demigod are gonna be in a lot of trouble. Skynin also trying to move forward for Orange. There's a lot of congestion over here in the east. They see the smoke. They're gonna pre-fire it, and they are instantly going to be rolling their way over. This is mayhem over to the east.
RNG Sports, will they look to get the revive? They should try and take the fight against DRS. Nima does continue to wipe down another player. That's going to be Demigods taken off the board, while XP Blood Legion under pressure themselves. A little bit of a 3-way battle maybe coming along the way, but BTR, they're going to have Orange Esports to contend with if RNG Esports continue to go down towards the southern side of this circle.
Yeah, that's how it's going to go for them. We didn't talk about the discovery then about Eagle, because we got caught short a little bit with Freestyle going for the push on RSG. So, yeah, story time. Tell us.
Yeah, so Eagle Esports, you would kind of think that their team tag would be EE or maybe just Eagle, right? But they have the team tag is the number 2 in E. And they're like, well, where does the number 2 stand for? It means it's 2 E's because their team name is Eagle Esports. Mind blown. Kabloom. See?
I'm going to do like Banks on PMPL EMEA when he just drops the mic at the end. Which turned out into a gift, to be honest. Yeah. But yeah, I was mind blown. I was like, that makes so much sense. I was like, why is there 2 for years now, decades? And well, maybe not decades. I don't think the team existed for decades. But you get the point. It bothered me for quite some time. And now we know. We got the answers to our questions. So I'm pretty happy to know what's going on. But here we go. We're going to be happy to finally see the circle. We don't see it too often. So better take it in while we still can. This one is not many teams in the center. TJB now, this is a position where if you look at them back in the PL and how they would play, this is a position, especially with this circle shift, that they take names and they kick butts. This is TJB in a game-winning opportunity. They've got to make sure that they clear a lot of the teams that are going to try and contest up onto the north and especially over to the west. If they do that, TJB could be not only secure himself a win, they will be their very first win in this event. And they desperately need it because this is such a short-term tournament. You need wins starting now.
And their current 3-1 split where 3 of their players are in that kind of small, tiny compound and 1 is on the hill across the dirt road, that's perfect. They should actually keep it like that. I understand why they won't want to, but they actually should look to keep it. Even if one of their players is a sacrificial lamb, I feel like it's still going to slow teams down around them, but it's going to be easier said than done. Infinity are joining in on the mix. You have DRS across the board. They're taking shots. They're looking to send the players of JM Yellow back down.
I'll transfer them back into the lobby. Onyx, they're going to smoke it up. Yeah, I don't agree with them stopping there. You're making it so hard for yourself. If teams are already taking shots at you and you stop there, they're going to keep taking shots even if you smoke it up. You just need to explode the cars and yours done. And JM Yellow, unfortunately, lose everything in that rotation. It was, I would clearly have to say, Imperium, I would call it poorly executed in my eyes, as DRS going to start to move forward, trying to make their way into the northern side. But it seemed like a lot of the teams are going to be fine because they're all getting on top of each other into the northern side. The teams that were already inside the circle, such as TJB, don't really have to be too focused because they're all going to negate and cancel out each another.
Yeah, you're dead right. You're dead right. Now DRS have to try and fight for that edge of circle position. They do have stalwart freestyle close by in that little bit of an anchor point. XP Blood Legion do go down. DKG, the winners of yesterday's Erangel game, is also just a little bit down on the eastern side of this circle.
You're gonna have to move out. Ziv 11. They have a chance. Only one team will come out of this one between Lit Esports and Infinity. So now Infinity maybe want to try and play spoilers and avoid the fight all around, which they're going to get the best shot. But DRS, they're out of the lobby already. 11th position. Going to try and make it out. Zevi with the DP will be the one to ruin that opportunity. Infinity now down to 3 players, but Lit are also down to 3 themselves. Because this is very flat terrain. You can currently see in this position. When those smokes dissipate, Freestyle could be ruining the opportunity that Lit currently have of taking that fight versus Infinity. Unless they push it.
Join Me pushed in, and they were able to take down DRS. Now 1U throws out the smokes. He's able to give himself a little bit more freedom to use that third-person perspective on the outside of smokes to try and find the angle shots onto Infinity. I like the fact that Infinity have moved in. The next circle has popped up. It's gone away from all these teams. But the slowdown in this engagement has actually only given way more freedom to TJB to control this late game.
Yeah, because you're going to hurt yourself severely in this fight, losing a lot of utility and resources too. That's going to be the push with the smoke road, actually make it over to the building. That's big, and they can try and play around some utility. Seems like that's not the game plan that Lit Esports are going towards. They actually send a player a little bit further away to maybe have a little bit of a better chance to move into the circle, have a catch, just a backup plan, it seems like. But you want every single player to take this fight. Chaks in the molly. He's going to get roasted to a crisp. Now with the overlook of Ziv 11, he's going to try and get sure the smoke does dissipate. They see the smoke about to dissipate. They go back inside the building. Lit is losing a lot of precious time, and Chaks being knocked. They are currently taking a 3v1 as actually Uzi. He's going to go for a little bit of a wraparound onto the side. He does get knocked down instantly by Ziv 11, and now they can put 100% of their focus into the building, and that is going to be game, set, and match as Infinity get eliminated in 9th. Lit, that was a risky fight, but now you got to res up and start moving towards the circle where TJB currently stand.
But look, this is the time to take the risks, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, it's phase 6, But they knew that they were isolated away from each other. They knew that they were the only teams that were down on that very western edge of the circle, or at least edge of the blue zone outside the circle. So now, as they crest into this next phase, they're going to have TJB waiting in the wings. Stalwart Freestyle have been taken out. DKG looking to try and enter, but BTR, the SEA Giants, looking to stop them in their tracks.
Let's go Indo Pride. Nice spray from Liquid. That's going to be one down for DKG. Going to take down the Chinese opposition. That's a second. They're going for the triple whammy here. Might be able to actually make it work out, but BTR, they were a little bit silent in the early rotations, but now they are getting in the real thick of things, is what we want to see. No rest for the Wicked and no rest for the Bigatron. That's how things go most of the time. Smoke it up. You've got to start moving forward, but they don't really want to push any further away. They got a ridgeline. They got such a good overlook. You want to hold on to this position until the circle moves away to try and create as much of an advantage down south as you possibly could create.
Don't get tunnel visioned by TKG. You've done enough to get a kill and slow them down. Now you need to focus exactly what you're doing right now in the teams that are punishing you on the southern edge of this circle. Phase 6 closing in, moving into phase 7. TJB now starting to put a continued amount of pressure on Lit, because they cannot allow Lit to get anywhere close to that building, because if they get close to that building, that's going to be that angle where they can't really punish them. And up the stairs, that fight could go in the favor of Lit. So very well played by TJB.
I'm a little bit scared for TJB. I got the impression they're a little bit too backed up in the corner. And if they take too long to actually start to try and wrap around and take control, I think they're going to be losing an opportunity to get the game. So they need to be a little bit more ahead of the curve. FaZe, Corpy, MR5 currently looking in a really good spot. Eagle Esports a little bit down below, but I think there's already been a lot of utility exchange between these two teams, so they're going to have to take it back to the good old OG times where you're only going to have to take a few shots and bullets and win the fight off of that manner. That's going to be their at least attempt, but yeah, there we go. Finally, we are going to be seeing a push coming out from TJB onto the northern western edge, which is what I wanted to see. And now FaZe in a lot of trouble. They're literally surrounded by teams, but luckily enough, they're still in circle. That is their strength, and that's what they need to try and play around.
I actually don't think they're in trouble. I think they're in a bit of a prime position to possibly even steal this game away, because they have the covering, they have the edge of the hill, which they can peek and shoot. They're not really being put under pressure unless they're spotted out and grenades go their direction. They have Eagle Esports numbers. Moving on to TJB, they're going to look to get the revive. That's going to slow their travel into the circle down. Although, wait,
there you go.
Okay, you were right. I was wrong. BTR showed up. They're back up as a full squad, and BTR right now, Max man, they're on 11 kills. Make that 12, baby.
Man, just like Luffy in One Piece, they're not going gear second, they're not going gear third, they're going gear fourth, and they're going tank man mode. They're going to be rolling on everyone in this lobby. Now they're going for the sprays. Ready, 12 kills. Are they going to be maybe converting it to an extra 15 points to get the 30-point bomb on this second game of the day? That will be a huge way for Bigatron to represent the Indonesian region. Got himself the sprays. Can he get the shot? Oh, he puts it so low. But he doesn't get him. There's no way you actually survived that shot. And now they lose that little extra overlook. Luxxy instantly got confirmed away. Liquid, Luxxy, and Ryzen will be left up and ready to go. But now the two other Chinese teams are still up. 2 Chinese teams versus 1 Indonesian team of Bigatron. Which will be the one to come out on top?
A little bit of a crowd on board. And this is part of why I was like surprised you didn't mention the side of BTR.
You ruined everything. Bilov just took everything away of TJB, and he might be able to actually get himself a second place for his team. Go for the utility. No, you don't cook it in the open. What was that, Bilov? You should have cooked it from a safe spot. He gets out in third, and now BTR like, what, is anyone player? We're going to spray him down. BTR taking control in the 1v3 situation. How can he make it work out? Going for the spray one by one. You need to take down the player that's still up and alive, and they make it happen. And Bigatron Imperium secure himself their very first game over here. What a showcase and what a controlling team. And there it is. We said it many times. They get the right situation. They take the dub. They take names. They kick butts. And this is the Bigatron that we know and love.
The Red Aliens team land down on erangel and just spike up every single player and team around them. Incredible result from them.